Welcome back, students. In this class we will be studying about circles. Now imagine if you are given a circle of this form. Now there are two things you got to observe here. One is the center, the other one is the radius. Okay, so the distance from the center to the circle is called the radius. So in this case, the center is located at the origin, and so the equation of the circle is going to be of the form x negative 0 raised to the power 2 positive y negative 0 raised to the power 2 is equal to r squared. So if you were to expand and rewrite this, it is going to be x squared positive y squared is equal to r squared. So this is the equation of the circle with center being the origin. Okay, 0, 0, and its radius is r units. Now imagine if you are given a circle which is far away from the origin. The center is located at some particular point, say C of h comma k, and from the center to the circle the radius is r units. So in that case we would have the equation of the circle to be of the form x negative h raised to the power 2 positive y negative k raised to the power 2 is equal to r squared, where h comma k is the center of the circle. Now if you were to expand this and rewrite this, you would get something of this form: x squared negative 2 times x h positive h squared positive y squared negative 2 times y k positive k squared is equal to r squared. Now I can rewrite this as x squared positive y squared and followed by negative 2hx negative 2yk. So since I started with h, let me write it as 2 times ky and followed by h squared and k squared is equal to r squared. So I've got something like this. Now what I can do is I can bring this r squared to the left and rewrite this as x squared positive y squared negative 2 times hx negative 2 times ky positive h squared positive k squared negative r squared is equal to 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this quantity negative 2 times h to be equal to g and negative 2 times k to be equal to, say, some f, and I'm going to take c to be as h squared positive k squared negative r squared. So when I do that, this equation is rewritten as x squared positive y squared positive 2gx positive 2fy positive c is equal to 0, where the expression for c is h squared positive k squared negative r squared. Now this is called the general equation of the circle. Okay, this is called the general equation of the circle. So we would be using this equation to a greater extent when we are doing problems. Now there are a few things you have to know. In the first thing is the coefficient of x squared should be equal to the coefficient of y squared, and it should never be equal to 0. So that is a very important point. Now the term, or I would say, okay, let me use the word, the term xy is always absent. Okay, so there will not be any xy term at all. So this is the second point. Now the third point is that the center for the general equation will be located at negative g comma negative f, and the fourth point, the radius, okay, r is given by root of g squared positive f squared negative f. So these are some of the crucial points. Now along with that, these are some of the other important properties you will have to know, which are: if g squared positive f squared negative c, if it is greater than 0, okay, I'm talking about the radicand inside the radical sign, then the conclusion is the circle is a real circle. Okay, have that in mind. Okay, this is point number 1. So point number 2, if g squared positive f squared negative c is equal to 0, the circle is a point. Okay, the final one is, if g squared positive f squared negative c, if it is less than 0, the circle is an imaginary circle. Imaginary circle with no locus. Okay, with no locus. So these are some of the important attributes you will have to know. In multiple choice questions, you might be asked